Hello again, YouTube. Welcome to another video for our South Carolina Living channel. As you have seen probably by our last video, or I may put this one first, we are currently making our first batch of homemade deer jerky. And we are also making, at the same time, because right now the meat is marinating in the refrigerator, we are going to make some homemade kimchi. If you don't know what kimchi is, you don't know what you're missing. But it takes Napa cabbage. That's this big Napa cabbage here. We just bought this one at the store today. This is a 10-pound cabbage. I know it may not look like it on the camera, but that is a 10-pound cabbage. This is a radish, an Asian radish that we actually grew in our garden. And this is homegrown, just ripped out of the ground. And it is a nice big radish. We have several more out there growing. But this was the biggest one, and we need that to add with the Napa cabbage to make kimchi cabbage. Also, we've got some homegrown garlics here, and we're going to be putting that in there. There's also some onions and some carrots and some red pepper flakes and salt and all kinds of cool ingredients that we're going to be putting into this. We'll kind of try and bounce around through and show you the different stages. I'm not going to sit there and bore you watching this, having you watch the whole process at once, but just to know, it does take a long time to make this. Mainly because you have to take all the cabbage leaves, peel them apart, wash individual pieces of everything, and soak them in salt water. Or in salt, which helps to soften up the leaves. But that'll be the first couple of stages, and we'll try and bring you along for it. Okay, this is all that's left from the Napa cabbage that we're making the kimchi out of. And what we've done is splitting in half all the main big leaves, cutting all of the harder parts of the stems off first, and putting them in this, well, for us it's a big pot, but it's a big bowl, whatever you have to use, and you layer them in there, and then you sprinkle them with the salt to break them down. And then over here we have all the other pieces of the Napa cabbage, and then this will be stacked on top of the next layers inside the pot and sprinkled with salt, and then they'll be broken down. And that's where we're at right now. Okay, this is all of the Napa cabbage, the whole 10-pound bushel, bundle, head, whatever it is, all broken down as far as the thicker parts on the bottom, and salted each layer, laid in here, each layer, salted, all the way to the top, and it fills up our big, this is actually our big canning pot. That's how big this one is, because we needed something really that large. But you can see how full it is now, and we'll show you later, after all the salt breaks it down, that how much it compresses down before we move on to the next step of this. Some of the other stuff that my wife's getting ready to put in here are going to be some carrots. This is the homegrown radish, an onion, some steamed potatoes, and a lot of garlic. And of course, the magic powder. We need the magic powder too. So, but this is pretty much all it takes. That and a little bit of seasoning and some stirring and some time. Okay, it's been a couple hours since the last segment, and you can see here that the cabbage has gone down, and a lot of the liquid has leached out because of the salt that's on it. So now the pot is about halfway full or so, and now it's ready to be drained out of all the liquid and rinsed off. We've already started to prepare all the other ingredients that are going to be going in here. We've shredded up the carrots and the radish that's going to be going into it. And it looks like we've got green onion in here, diced up, along with some other interesting garden things. Regular onion here, a cup of garlic that's all going to be mashed up too.
Quarter cup
And
ginger.
this is a quarter cup of ginger diced up.
We're gonna blend.
And then we still have the steamed potatoes that are going to be, you know, chopped up as well and thrown in there in with the mix.
We're gonna blend.
We'll get to that when we get to it.
Then you get ginger.
Quarter cup diced ginger into the blender.
1 cup of onion.
1 cup
garlic.
of garlic cloves in the blender.
1 cup of onion.
1 cup of chopped up onions in the blender.
And 1 cup of fish sauce.
Fish sauce. 1 cup. That's probably going to be almost a whole bottle. Let me see the bottle. So, here's what we're using. Fish sauce. In the blender. And then that's everything for the blender.
I'm going to put this steamed potato.
Oh. We're going to have some pieces of steamed potato. We're going to blender all that in there as well.
3 medium.
So the 3 steamed potatoes just diced up into the blender. Also going to use a 1 cup of water
Quarter cup.
and a quarter cup of just regular white granulated sugar. That's what goes into the blender. And then voila, it becomes something else. Okay, this is what we got so far, kind of the consistency of applesauce from blender and all that. So we're going to add another cup of water and let her rip some more. Pour the blenderized mixture of super ingredients into the bowl.
Put 2 cups of water. I need the spatula.
And it's not quite soup yet, but it's getting there. Okay.
1 cup.
We're adding 1 cup
hot flake
of the magic powder. If you can read it, then you're better than me, but I can read it because it says English right here, red pepper powder.
Hot one.
So yeah, but this is hot.
This is a 1 cup.
Make sure you get hot.
1 cup. Not hot.
And 1 cup
Mild.
of mild red pepper flakes, which these are actually homemade ones that we got. We had the jalapenos, or we had the red peppers, and we actually ground them up. We got them for free, so it was an easy thing. And now it's starting to look like kimchi sauce, slowly. It's starting to smell like kimchi sauce too. Can you smell it? Can you smell it? Get that whiff of that. That is
too hot. Let's see. Not hot. Hot enough for me. Yeah.
Then that's good.
And I'm gonna
all right.
Carrot. 1, 2 cup.
Roughly 2 cups of
Carrot.
julienne carrots.
Shredded carrot.
Or shredded. Okay, shredded carrots.
Shredded radish.
This is the homegrown radish. Throwing in there. Yeah. And 2 radish.
And then 2 cups of green onion.
Alright, 2 cups green onion. All of it, all diced up. Tops and bottoms. Whew, now them flavors are starting to blend. Move that out the way.
I'm
Maybe it'll be easier to see what's going on over here. Ooh wee. Yes, the smells are intensifying. Ooh, that is starting to smell like kimchi now. And this is the base paste that we have to add to the Napa cabbage. And yes, if you looked at the size of the bowl and you looked at this, the amount of this will not fit in this bowl. That's why we have the pot. You're going to have to mix it. Alright.
I rinsed it and drained it.
Put some in some mix. Looks kind of dark on the camera, but hopefully you guys can see it. Tilt it a little bit into the light. There we go. So you can see we only use about half of the Napa stuff, about half of the paste, and get it starting to mix in here. Alright. This may be the boring part, and I may have to edit this part out. Stirring this. Not very video friendly. Alright, another layer. More red sauce. And of course, more mixing and blending. So you're kind of getting the gist of this. Add a little sauce. Add a little more, add a little sauce. And we're about to add the last bit of this, and then the last bit of sauce. Get it all in there.
Put some kimchi.
No need for a spatula if you have the kimchi in there already. There you go. Getting the dregs out of the bowl. That's the best part. Don't want to lose any of these ingredients. It's not necessarily cheap to make, but this will last a long time. And that's how it's starting to look right there. It's looking like kimchi-ish. It does definitely smell like kimchi. So I'll get back to you when it's done. Okay, and now it is done, and we are going to put some in a bowl so we can eat it and show it off. As well as, you can see, got all that. We have a little bit of radish and stuff left, which is fine. I mean, you can add the extra if you want to, but it looks like it's got a good consistency. Alright, I'm going to try a piece. I happen to like the darker green pieces. It's crunchy. It's got some kick to it. Woo! Now, for those of you who have never eaten kimchi before, or had kimchi to store it, you can keep this in your refrigerator, wrap it, seal it, double bag it, because everything in your refrigerator will smell like kimchi if you don't seal it properly. We seal it in a jar. Normally we put a plastic bag or something under the lip of the jar so that it seals it really good. But wow, it is going to be strong. You can see this jar, we have a kimchi jar. It's got a nice rubber seal on here, keeps all the smells out.
Otherwise, if you get milk out of the fridge, or you get your tea or whatever's in the fridge that you drink, even your water, will smell and taste like kimchi. So be aware of that. But this is the process. This is how we do it. We're going to put some to store here. We're going to put a little bit aside because we're going to give some away to some people. And that is our kimchi. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Also watch our other channel that we have that covers all of our storage unit buying. We fall under the Storage Chasers name, as well as this channel here, which we're going to have other videos we're completing right now. One for our deer jerky, and you'll be seeing that one probably next. Talk to you later.